story. Now it sounds like a story.
No, don't get self-conscious.
It's a fact of life. We had to send, we were on the bivouac on the road which was leading from Mesamatrou to Cairo, Egypt. And all the German prisoners had to travel on this particular road. The British Army used to give them 15-ton trucks which carried enough people. Of course, we had to be careful with the petrol. So we had our camps on those roads looking after our British Army. And the sandstorm was blowing, and we had those large kettles, and we were very careful to cover them while we were cooking, that the sand would not go into our food. And we were covered from head to toe against the sandstorm. And there, all of a sudden, beside me was a soldier, and he said in good German, "Do you have any water? Can you give us some water?" But because we had a lot of Jewish soldiers speaking German, for 1 minute I didn't click that the accent of this particular soldier was too much Bavarian. And I said to him, "Yes, you can have water beside you, but make sure the sand doesn't get in. We don't want it mixed with that desert sand." And while he was helping himself, I had a good look at him, and there I saw the swastika with the palm tree emblem of the German army, and I said, "Oh God,
Shit.
that is not one of ours. It's a bloody German." So I said to myself, well, he's busy filling his water bottles. I'll go to the next tent and tell our sergeant what's going on. And I sneaked over the Sarge. I think we ran over by the Germans. And he said, "Oh, you've been too much on the jungle Jews, or what is it?" He says, "Nah, he's right there helping himself to our water, and he's in a German uniform." So the sergeant got a couple of his men, and they went over, and then they saw the trucks, columns of trucks on the highway stuck.
Because the water was frozen?
And he grabbed that fella that was helping himself to the water. He said, "You're a German?" He says, "Yeah, I'm a German." And he said, "What are you?" He said, "We are prisoners of war. We are going to Cairo." And we didn't, the two of us, we didn't know if we should laugh or cry. He was there, and we didn't, for a second, we didn't know how to handle that situation. And we saw the trucks and trucks, and we saw him, and I said, "How many of you are there?" "Oh," he said, "there must be hundreds. Hundreds. And you're all prisoners of war?" "Yes." And the fellow went in his pockets and got out a letter of a permit to pass through our lines.
Hmm.
So of course we couldn't deny him the water. We knew how hard it is to get waters. And after a while we parted company in a friendly manner, and that's when we had a glass of jungle juice.
With the Germans.
Huh?
With the Germans.
No, not with the Germans. For us to get our composure back. We didn't feel too good about the whole situation.
So whose prisoners were they? The British?
Huh?
Were they the British's prisoners?
They were under British command.
Hmm.
Yes. They had permits to pass through. They had British officers which didn't want to get out of the trucks because of the sandstorm. So they let the Germans help themselves with our water.
Hmm.
Yes.
Where did you get the water from?
Huh?
Where did you get the water from?
We got water from water tanks that was delivered to us periodically. Water tanks always came. The next place where there was where water to be had was Bizerta.
Hmm.
Sheikh Maskin. Yes.
Oh, that was nice that you let him take your water then.
Well, we knew how hard it was. Everybody was thirsty, of course.
Hmm. Which
And
country?
water
What
was
country
very
is it?
difficult to get.
Papa, what country
And
was it?
the prisoners of war, they got their water rations
Hmm.
from our water tanks. But once they used all their rations, they had to do without till the next rations came,
Hmm.
which might, in some cases, be 8 or 9 hours.
Hmm.
Not very easy,
No.
but it's how it was.
Opa, I remember you telling me a story about when you were in the desert and you met a snake charmer?
You what?
You met a snake charmer.
Oh, yes.
Is that true?
Of course it's true. Of course it is true.
And he told you not to marry a French woman, didn't he?
I don't know if the fella was a snake charmer, but of course he knew exactly what he was doing, which we at this point did not believe.
Yeah.
And we were all in British uniform, and he was one of those old Bedouins with his bag of tricks, sitting in the desert sand, and he calls over, "Hey, say, you Pommy, come over here, Pommy."
Mm.
And I looked like the next Pommy in our desert uniforms.
Mm.
And I said, "What do you want?" He said, "I'm going to tell you something of your future." He said, "A fact." He said, "You got 20 cents?" I said, "Of course I got 20 cents. One, he said, "Give me 20 cents and I'll tell you the story." So I gave him 20 cents. He said, sit down. So I sat beside him in the desert sand. He said, all right, give me your hand. He said, you're one of the lucky ones.
Mm.
In this lousy war, you're not going to get shot. You're not going to get killed. You're going to have a few scratches, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You finish up in a military hospital, but they're going to fix you up good. But I don't think that's what you want to know about now. I'll tell you something about who you're going to get married to. So I said, there'll be something new. I said, go on. He said, all right. He said, give me another 20 cents. So I said, you're all scoundrel. He said, give me 20 cents or no more news. So I gave him another 20 cents. And he said, well, the war will be over and your next job will be on a ship.
Mm.
A ship, I said. A real ship? He said, of course a real ship. And your next holiday will be in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And in Paris you're going to meet a girl you're going to marry. And I said, you're joking. He said, nah, I'm not joking. You're going to marry her whether she likes it or not. And I tell you, it's true. When I told Chanel, listen, Chanel, we're going to get married, Chanel said, you are joking. My father always said to me, never marry a sailor. They got girls all over the globe. You can't trust the sailors. I said, whether your father told you this or not, you're going to get married anyway. So the old Muslim said to me, well, if you want me to carry on this story, you just got to give me another 20 cents. You can go to places. I'm not going to have another 20 cents for all this rubbish you're telling me. So,
did you believe him?
Huh?
Did you believe him?
I didn't believe anything he said. Huh? I mean, when we went back into action, there were bullets flying all over the place.
And you thought you were going to die?
Like it's a rainy day. Huh? I mean, I caught a few, but nothing serious. Nothing to put me out cold. But I had to go to the hospital because I was wounded. And the New Zealand 23rd New Zealanders hospital, field hospital, fixed me up good.
Did you get shot?
Huh?
Did you get shot?
I got shot.
Have you got bullet wounds?
I had bullet wounds.
You still got them?
Especially in the leg. My foot was all puckered up.
Oh.
They had to put the foot together again.
Wow.
That's why, unfortunately, for years, I didn't feel much. But now, because I'm getting old, that pain is coming back and I can't walk so good anymore.
In the same foot?
On the right foot. Yes, but they did a good job.
Yeah. And you got malaria. Didn't you get malaria as well?
Oh, I would think about 3 times malaria.
From Africa?
That's why they had to discharge me. After the 3rd time of having malaria, that is the law in the British Army, you have to be discharged. Then with the after the third time, usually they get tropical malaria, which is uncurable. That is a real killer. So that British medic said to me, Harry, we're going to send you home. And I said, thank you very much, sir. That's exactly what I was waiting for.
Good.
I want to go home. He says, yes, your mother will fix you up with a lot of shemenet.
What's that?
But, well, shemenet is sour cream. That used to be the all-cure remedy for anything. A Jewish mom used to take care of everything with shemenet. So my mom, she stuffed me up with shemenet.
Yeah. But didn't your parents, how did they escape the war?
Huh?
Did your parents go to Switzerland?
After the war, my parents went back to Germany.
During the war? During the war they were in Switzerland?
Huh?
They were in Switzerland during the war?
For a while, for a short while, we were in Switzerland when the Swiss started to send German migrants back to Germany. When my father said to me, what do you think we should do? And I said, Dad, there's only one thing we can do. Go back to Israel. There is no other place. And he agreed. He agreed.
Had you ever been to Israel before?
But if we don't go, we never get a lunch.
Yeah. I'll go and tell Elizabeth. Thank you, Papa.
Huh?